Okay, so in your Instagram it says if you know you don't deserve me, I'd rather be all alone.
Yes, it says, don't come and try to hurt me. Don't come and try to love me if you know you don't deserve me. I'd rather be all alone.
So, question: would you rather be alone than settle for an average guy?
I don't have any problems with being with an average guy.
Okay.
I think that wouldn't be settling for me. That would be fine for me.
What do you think an average guy is?
I think an average guy is a man who is a man, not a boy, has a job, can take care of himself, but is not overly rich or overly successful. I consider average as middle class and not considering
but
his
that's
looks.
wait a second. That's all monetary. What do you think an average man is in his core as a personality? Is he average intelligence? Is he what does average mean as far as the person goes?
As far as the person goes, I would say most likely intelligence, as you were saying, and then also morals. Like, he doesn't overly believe in certain things, but he also believes in good, but he doesn't just believe in, oh, you have to do this in a certain way. I think average for me would be someone who's kind of in the middle standpoint of everything, whether it be like
Well, that sounds moderate, not average. Don't you think the average man believes in morality and, kind of the dream of Americana? That seems average to me, right?
But to me, that's not.
Well, that's what I'm asking. What is average? You kind of gave us average to me is the size of the wallet. What is an average paycheck? But if you're talking about a person, what is an average person, an average man? What does that look like?
That's what I'm trying to explain. For me, an average man does have a lot to do with money and morals. Because if you don't...
Money and morals?
Yes, because
Okay.
I would say that a man who is not average and is high standard is doing very well for himself and those all around him, and is also able to make distinctive points of views in good ways. I think average would be, to me, average is considered you don't really have your own point of view. You're not willing to speak up for yourself. Those are things that I consider average. You
Can
don't
I give
stand
you
out.
my definition of an average man? I think an average man is a person who wants to reproduce and wants to take care of a family. They may not be extreme on philosophy or overly educated, but they love their wife, they love their family, they're going to work hard every single day to make sure that they're okay. I think that that is average. I think that that is normal. I think that that is a trait which is very commonly found. When you say average, what I hear from you is they have X amount in their pocketbook, and it seems like you kind of are giving it a political leaning of moderate. They're moderate in the things they do. I don't think average men are moderate. I think that they essentially value the things that you value. I just wonder where you come up with average. Like, they're normal looking. That doesn't mean that they don't have good self-esteem, or that they're not at a job which is paying a decent wage. It doesn't mean any of those things. So when you say average, I kind of want
Warlord 69,
I wanna dive in
donated
here a little bit.
$69. Maddie, press button A for blue dress to be your female alpha, or button B for settle for the average man.
Yeah,
By the way,
average.
TTS is 69, Warlord 69. Thank you for the TTS. Maddie's not here. Button A for blue dress to be your
Well, I
female
think the
alpha.
average guy is going to work at Amazon and, or a factory, and he's going to bring home $22 an hour. and he's going to come home and expect peace in his home. I think that that's pretty average.
Yes, I
So,
agree.
so what really is average to you?
That is mainly how you explained it is also how I see it. When I say as far as like income, that's what I'm saying. Like he can take care of himself. When I say overly average, I consider that as someone who can take care of everyone around them. But to me, an average man is someone who can just take care of himself. He's living right. He doesn't have he doesn't have such a big personality. Like he's kind of like in the midst of like being quiet, but also being like who he really is. I feel like it's just everything that I see myself as. I feel that if he's not able to be at that level with me, then he is considered average.
I see. So you consider yourself average.
No,
Hold
I
on.
consider myself.
Can we make
Well-
final points
you
on this
said
because
that
we're
you
getting
consider the average man
bogged down
everything
on
you-
every single new thing. Can we make final points, please?
Yeah.
From both of you.
You can go
Yeah.
first.
So you said, I consider average to be everything that I am. That's what you said.
No, I said I consider overly average to be where
What does that mean, overly average? That just
Like
means
the
more
next
average than
step.
average.
No, I mean like the next step. Like what is a term that you would put over average?
Above average.
Exceptional.
Yes, exceptional is right where
Well,
I
exceptional
am.
would be the
That's what
opposite
I'm
of
saying,
average.
Like someone who believes in the same things as I am and is open to communicating
exceptional.
them and being able to express how they feel at the same level as I am.
Okay, well, let me just ask this
but
last
being
question
average
very
is
quickly.
below that to me.
What do you think an average, not exceptional, but average woman expects from an average man?
To meet her at the same level.
Yeah, what does that mean? Explain it.
Whatever level she's at, I think she expects that.
She's at your level.
Then that wouldn't be average.
Yeah, well, what would that mean? What would that entail? What would an average man need to do to meet you at your level?
He would need to express his needs and his love for people and for things more and be able to stand up for what is good and what is right. That I would not consider that average. I would consider that extraordinary.
To just say what your preferences are and to be moral, that's extraordinary?
Yes.
All right, moving things on. You said that you started your own church to save our generation. This world will come to an end one day. I saw this clip. You're starting your own church. Also, let's please not get bogged down too long on, just so I can get through everybody and we can hopefully try not to be here for too late tonight.
Okay, so let me explain that. I was looking forward to starting my own church because I feel that everyone in this world, no matter what they believe in, because I find myself to be Christian, but I don't see that as the only reliable or valuable religion. I see
Then you're not a
everything-
Christian.
No, it's not even like that. What I see
It's
is
not
that
even possible.
no, it is possible because I know where I stand, but I don't think where I stand is the only place to be stood. I feel that no matter what you believe in, we all believe in something that's good, something that's a higher power. And learning multiple religions, you start to see similarities. And that's why I think it's really important to be able.
Well, let's find out if this is true. Let me just ask you one question and then we can move on very quickly. Is Jesus Christ God?
No.
Okay, well, then that's the end of that.
Can I finish my church segment really quickly?
There's no real reason to. We've already established that you're not a Christian.
Wait, can I just finish though? Okay.
But for what? You're just going to give us some prattle about
No,
something that's
wait,
not
no, wait, because
Christianity.
he
You're not a
asked
Christian.
me- no, because he asked
Wait,
me
you have a
question.
cross earring,
Yeah, yes.
So you're
yes, I
Christian?
do, yes.
but Jesus isn't God?
Jesus isn't God.
What
He
is Jesus then to
He
you?
is
What?
a man that was put on earth
No,
to
he's a
walk
man.
God's footsteps, to
No.
show us what is capable.
Yeah, but like
through
there's
the
the
Lord.
Trinity. There's the Father,
Hang on,
Son,
hang on.
Holy
I'm sorry. Is
Spirit.
Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior?
Yes, he is.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. So your Lord and Savior is a man?
He is a man. He
Your
was
Lord and
put-
Savior is a
He was
man?
put on earth to show us how we.
Wait,
can
what do
live
you
as
mean? A man
humans.
came to earth to show you something?
We were all put on earth. But
Well,
I'm
wait,
saying
that sounds.
he was
Wait, hang
specifically
on.
Put on earth.
Were you born of a virgin?
I'm not saying I was born of a
Were you
virgin.
born of a virgin?
Obviously not.
Was Jesus Christ born of a virgin?
Yes, he was.
Can you explain how somebody could be born of a virgin without the divinity, without the divine? Can you
Nickelodeon
explain
donated
that? How can-
$69. She just call herself exceptional, maybe at manipulation and forcing herself on others. When referring to men, most women would call that toxic and predatory.
Yeah, can you explain how a virgin could get pregnant absent God?
I cannot explain that.
You cannot explain
But
that.
I would like to
Interesting.
explain something very important that he asked me.
You got to
about
speak
my
into the mic or I can't hear
profile.
you. Into the mic.
I would like to explain something very important that he asked me about my profile. Can I do that?
Yeah, but I'm asking you a specific question.
please? What is
If
it?
you can't explain how a virgin could become impregnated absent God, if you can't explain that, then can you explain how Jesus was a man?
I really can't explain any of this, and that's why if you let me finish on what he asked me, I can explain why I didn't end up starting a church. Can we get into that?
Well, not really, because you said you were starting a church, but you didn't.
Yeah,
I don't
just
think the
wanna
reasons.
talk, I
I
just
don't think
wanna
the
talk
reasons
about
why
that.
you didn't start the church are really material at this
no,
point.
but I do want to just.
I'll give you 20
explain-
seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's all I needed. Okay, so I did want to start a church because I wanted everyone who has talents on this earth that are using them for sin to be able to bring their talents to God or whatever higher form that they see. But I realized that I wasn't able to do that yet because I am still learning and I am working on myself. And there's a way to approach people when it comes to religion, and you have to be very open-minded and you have to listen to people, and they also have to listen to you if you're saying the right thing. So I feel like I have a lot of self-work to do on myself before I can do it for everyone else. So yes, I do want to start a church, but I am not able to right
Okay.
now.